Yo, how's it going, folks? Yo, what are we up to, fellas? How's it going? Doing a short, cheerful, chill, New Year's Eve. Keep calling it Christmas Eve. New Year's Eve stream. Returning back to the good old Final Fantasy 14. I have no idea where I am in this, by the way. It's been that long. But, you know, time to get back into the groove. Hope you're all having a good New Year's Eve. Ghosty, I know that feeling. Trust me. Mine went on for quite a while. I think I'm getting over it now. I have been high octane for so long. Finally, when your body just wants to cave in, just let it do its thing, man. Recharge those batteries. And make sure you cut your hair. Don't be like that other guy. Mate, it's going to be... I think he should just give up the challenge because there's no way that, you know, Man United are winning 5 games in a row this season. I am good. I was supposed to go live a little earlier, then I realized that the event I was planning to get online to do was actually ending in 20 minutes. So I had to do a mad rush to quickly skip like everything just to complete the event and get the New Year rewards. And then something came up, and so I've only just managed to get online. And to you, Byron, and to you. You know, a part of me says that I really should cover that chat log, because you can get into real trouble if someone says something that they're not supposed to. Let me see if I've got anything. I can't be bothered. Should I do it, chat?
I don't know.
I mean, Knuckles doesn't know either. That guy's never gonna get his haircut. But I've never heard of a Mamulja woman living in these parts, much less one connected to Zarolja. You might have better luck talking to the people over at Tanawawatan settlement to the north of Everkeep, in a place called Ueyawata. The resilient son won their loyalty when he saved them from some crisis or another, or so the story goes. If I remember correctly, their chief's name was Kaniloka. So, the Christmas gift that my wife got me finally arrived. What do you think? She got me this nice little t-shirt. Cousin It from the Addams Family. Your exchange with Tonawata has taught you about the Royal Child's devoted. What do you mean, the pony? It's, you know, You can't tell what game it is just from the color? What a shame. They're remastering Kingdom Come Deliverance already? Man, that game isn't even that old. What are they doing? Competing with Bethesda? Now, where are these people? You're looking for Mamuja woman? Oh, Galuja's mother. I can help you. I can't help you, I'm afraid. I only know a little about Zarulja, and then only what my father told me. He said that before the dome cut us off from the outside world, a Tural Vidral had appeared and was terrorizing the region. In response, Zarulja assembled a party of warriors, and with them confronted the felled the beast. It was interesting to hear of the king's feat in the past. Man, it's getting weird with King Fresh. That guy really hates PC, doesn't he? Even if it keeps proving him wrong. So where is the last person? There is. Is he still about? It's like the moment he's losing the battle, it's like, oh, but how much did you pay for that PC? What does the price have anything to do with it? The fact is it's better. And then when you say PC is better than everything, it's like, oh, but that's dependent on specs. Like, come on, let's be real, right? If someone is saying PC is better, are we really talking about an Intel Celeron powered by a 4GB RAM on a graphics card that's from 1990? Does anyone assume when I say PC has better graphics or PC runs the game better, that I'm talking about a system that can barely run Pong? PC does have well, it did have exclusives. Well, it kind of still does have exclusives. Steam has Half-Life Alyx. Why, the last time I saw one would have been before the dome came down over our heads. She was among an entourage of Landsguard that was dispatched here. I assume they all returned to Tuliolal after their mission. But if any remained, I suppose it could have been trapped in here with the rest of us. Now, people say Valve doesn't have exclusives, but they do. I don't know, was Left 4 Dead 2 ever released on console? Was Team Fortress ever released on anything outside of Valve, Steam? It's just so silly, man. What about the first one? What I'm saying is it does have exclusives. What shall we use? Wasn't the orange box collection for Half-Life? Where are we going? That's the raid. Neon Stain. That's because Gabe knows. You heading to the back room? Yes, I am. Man, the entourage is all here. So this character here, Wooklamat, is the main reason why a lot of people didn't like Final Fantasy XIV. Instead of yours truly being the main character in this story, they made her the main character for this story this time, and she's not a very good character. Galuja has told me all. We've previously tried to track down records of his mother, but came up empty-handed. With everyone's help, hopefully we can get somewhere this time. Do you know what? Maybe next year we'll sit down and play Half-Life Alyx on stream. God knows how long I'll actually be able to play, but we'll give it a good shot. Let's combine all findings and see what conclusions we might draw. So Zarulja brought a retinue of Landsguard to Yeslani, among whom was a female Mamulja. His mission was to rid the region of a Tural Vidral, and I believe it's safe to say that that was the crisis in Yawata he resolved. If some of his troops stuck around for a time, perhaps to assist the villagers with recovery efforts, then they could have indeed gotten trapped in the dome. Yeah, that's not going to happen, Bullets. I'm going to come out as a ninbot. People live... I'm not sure which is worse, though. People lived there until nearly a decade ago, and Zarulja made regular visits. If he required secrecy, a location home to his most loyal followers would have been ideal, and if this Mamulja woman had remained there, they would have had occasion to come in contact. I see, but what could Zarulja have been doing in that village? I think we can answer that question. In order to retrace Zarulja's steps, Raha and I spoke with a researcher who worked at Origenics. He said that approximately 20 years ago, a number of his colleagues were transferred to a research facility outside Everkeep, per the King's direct order. This is the first I've heard of such a facility. Only Vanguard was believed to have been under the King's jurisdiction. It was apparently being used to develop a new kind of weapon, but I'm afraid that was all we could learn. It's plenty to go on, even if the work there was classified. Any materials and equipment needed would have been manufactured within Everkeep. So if we look into transportation records... Man, you guys want me to become a pony so bad, maybe one day I'll just do what you want. Just for one day. It'll be like Tony the Pony. I'll have to set up like an alter ego or something. There it is. Have you heard Nib's latest meltdown? The routes are full of detours and attempts of obfuscation, but large deliveries were being made by Ueyawata, far too large for a mere village. There hasn't been any activity for years, though. It's likely the facility has been decommissioned. Do you think that's where my mother was? We can't say for certain just yet, but I reckon there's a good chance. This is amazing. Even though no one remembers her, you managed to figure all of this out. Each piece of the puzzle may reveal little on its own, but when you put several pieces together, the picture begins to form. Doc has, clearly. He has, clearly. But he went off the rails a long time ago. And even should memories fade, footprints remain to mark the path of those who walked before. A lesson I learned in another life. I have admitted the truth. You can't handle the truth. So we'll be investigating this secret facility in Ueyawata then. And this time I want you to come along, Galulja. So Nibs is trying to say that 40 million copies sold by Hogwarts Legacy sold less than the 11 million sold by Spider-Man 2. Ueyawata is on the other side of the lake. To get there, you'll need to take a hover cargo from the drift downs. Or I could just fly. Right, thank you, Shale. So yeah, 11 million apparently is greater than 40 million. But he in his mind, he's comparing it only to PS. This is how he worked it out, right? He basically narrowed it down to only PlayStation sales, when that's just not it. Wait, is it on Amazon Prime? I was about to buy that. Literally after stream, I was about to buy it. Did it just come on? Literally just come on. Let's have a look. Apparently I'm not seeing it, unless I already claimed it. You sure? No, you're right. It's available on GOG. Apparently I claimed it on December the 5th. Wait, Steam, you're trying to steal my money! Can't have this. Steam trying to take my money. God damn it, Steve! Give me my money back! Remove. Alright, so the only things I have left now on my buy list before the 5th of Jan is Shantae, Risky's Revenge Director's Cut. Nobody Wants to Die, because it's £4 on Steam, £17 on Xbox. Bendy and the Ink Machine, it's £1.54. Why not? It might be fun to play on stream. And Resident Evil 2 and 3 Remake for £12. My total comes to £21. Yeah, I forgot all about it, to be honest. I just literally collect the games and move on. And anything that's a dupe, I give up. Mate, how much of my money are you stealing, man? What's that, Leaf? You blocked me. How could you? Can do better than that. I'm buying Resident Evil 2 3 Remake. I'm buying Shantae, Risky's Revenge. It's a 2D game, but looks cool. I've always been a fan of Shantae. Nobody Wants to Die. It's just £10, £12 cheaper here, so, do what's best for your wallet. And Bendy, the Ink Machine. This looks like a dungeon. I'm gonna be so bad. I have not played this game in... I can't remember. Literally since Dawn Trail launched, really. Properly. So the hover cargo will take us across the lake. I've never been over there before. It's still inside the dome, so I don't expect it to be too difficult from here. We'll likely encounter dangerous beasts, so the rest of us will go first. You follow when it's safe to do so, alright? I thought so. Random parody account someone did of Grunz came on my timeline with him saying... Well, apparently he's also... I don't remember how to play this game at all. This is Alright. I can enter this with NPCs. Do you guys want to see how this works with NPCs? Do I even have strong enough NPCs? Then we've got the healer, we've got the DPS, we've got the DPS, tank, and then you've got DPS me. No bullets. Yeah, let's go in with thing for now. See how it works. So I am severely underleveled for this. Really underleveled. See how it goes. On a bright note, at least I'll get all the loot. Maybe there'll be something better for me to equip. Alright, kind of getting the hang of things. Tank, take it, tank, take it! Well, that's a new skill. Let's go. I had 18 people ahead of me. But it didn't last long. What server are you on? Light? Odin? Or... Oh, you're in Phoenix. Phoenix and Odin are quite popular. Phoenix used to be the, or well, at least when I used to play more regularly, it used to be like the endgame shell server for players. But you know, you can visit different worlds now, so it doesn't really matter. It only really is a problem when the expansion comes out. They block like server migration during that period to help traffic and to help server stability, but otherwise it remains open. Done. Is there no chests at all anywhere? Alright, we're coming to our first boss. They've definitely improved the AI of no! You know what? I still got it. I still got the skills. I still got the moves. Uh-oh. Kill it! All right, that's good. You're still unwell. Sorry to hear that in television. I hope you feel better, dude. That hurt. Oh, I'm almost dead. Right, you dead. Where's the loot? Okay, give me something I can use. A hat of healing? Healing? Ugh. That could have been really big power boost. It's level 100, man. Well, everything's level 100. But, you know, look at that. Massive boost, and it's not for me. Not useful for me. I'm a master of the dark arts. I'm a summoner. The good thing about doing these dungeons solo, you couldn't before, but now you can. You know, you can stop and read these notes, which are lore that explains what the dungeon and stuff. While His Majesty Zoralja is not the first to conceive of transferring a beast's soul into a person's body, safety and ethical concerns have ensured no earnest attempts have been made to date. Yet our king believes that there is no greater evil than to hinder the potential of man, and so he has ordered us to make this conception a reality. He would bolster our military might and break through into the outside world. If our research will further this ambition, then perhaps it is worth pursuing. Yeah, most people kind of just run straight past this stuff. Don't bother with it. Oh shit. Our bodies are fragile vessels. Although the infusion of another person's soul confers strength and vitality, the soul of a beast yields mixed results. Even when stripped of memories, a feral soul can induce psychological instability in the subject. I suspect this is because primal instincts remain, and while a certain amount of bestial ferocity is expected, and I dare say welcomed, the many such souls can lead to physical mutations. But now, our objective shall be to determine the threshold beyond which a body is at risk of uncontrolled mutation. By the way, chat, do you guys enjoy those performance videos I make for the ROG? Would you like those to continue, or? No real interest. Also, what's your plans for New Year's Eve tonight? We're going to be sitting down and watching movies, having drinks, having a good time. Is there any difference in the format you'd like to see? I try to keep it no nonsense. Oh, I thought you was going out with your old man. God damn it! Hey, come on, man. Well. That's cool. The rate of transfiguration may be dictated by the potency of the soul consumed. We've experimented with fiends of great power, but mutations were observed after the infusion of merely a single soul. No better was this phenomenon illustrated than with poor Atticus. His body was altered irreparably and he lost all capacity for rational thought. While the primary objective of his research was to utilize the soul of a Torino Johnson, I struggle to see a path forward. An alternative approach must be considered. Let me switch my glasses. You know, it hasn't even been that long since I've actually gone and had my eye test, and man, my eyes are terrible. Yeah! I've watched this video on my phone, so I couldn't see the benchmark great, but benchmark? Oh, come on. What a waste of Bahamut. I do like the music. If the source of our failures thus far has been the inability of our bodies to contain feral souls, what if we were to reverse the process by purging a beast of its memories and infusing it with a man soul, one still possessed of its own memories? We stand to gain absolute control over a vessel of great power. My subordinate, who first proposed this brilliant hypothesis, shall have the honor of being the first to transcend our meager limits. I must prepare his soul for extraction at once. Ah, okay. Man, healing again. Man, this dungeon was not kind to me so far. Nope, needed to stay in that. Needed to stay in that. I do not like those fingers. Well, I hope they're useful for you guys. I plan on installing this game next. Limit gauge is not up.
This should do it.
Die! Okay, it's dead. Aiming! Mate, this is giving me everything but what I need. So we've got white mage. We've got basically healers, tank, healer. And ranged. Why do I have these in my inventory? I wonder. What control does it have on the ally? Yes, the constant switching of the bars for the different skills is muscle memory at this point. It feels like second nature again.
Try this.
We mustn't hold back.
That's not an Expedition 33 issue, unfortunately. That is, in fact, an issue that is caused because of Asus's Armory Crate. So Asus's Armory Crate, even if you disable it, can still take precedence in the background for some weird reason, and I don't really understand why. Hey, Chili. Thanks for the £5 super chat. Happy New Year's Eve to you as well, buddy. The easiest way to get around that, bullets, is to set the game as a non-Steam game, if you can. And then go to the controller settings on Steam, enable X input, and then you'll never have a problem. It's what you have to do with Doom. This game is not giving me any things. I'm desperately out of inventory space and I don't know what to do. Maybe the material might be worth something. Should go sell them. Yeah, if you enable X input on Steam, that will solve your problem. And then just run it through Steam. But it is the Armory Crate that's causing the problem. It's not the ally itself. Because Doom, no matter what you do, won't work. With it works with the built-in, you know, the actual controls that it has, but if you connect a controller to it, it won't work. And in the end, I found a solution on Reddit, and they just said go through Steam. Now you can actually disable the actual controls on the handheld, but if for whatever reason you go away for like 5 seconds and come back, and it locks the screen, you'll have to restart your machine entirely. Because the on-screen keyboard won't pop up. There are still issues with it, with the whole way it's designed. It still needs work. But like I said, when it works, it's great. How are you, Chili?
I have you.
I'm using the companions to do the dungeon. I figured I didn't want to be a burden to people with it being my first go, but I think maybe it would have been better going with people. But at least this way I got to read the lore tabs. I came in here looking for summoner gear. I got absolutely nothing so far. Don't want materia. What I want. Now look at the length of that jump. Naruto, eat your heart out. Okay, walk on, Matt. Off you go. Oh no! I'm dead. Okay, I did not see that coming. What new buff system? I suspect I'm gonna die a few times on this boss. Heal, heal, heal! Save me, somebody, please! That's a big hole. Oh damn, someone heal me. Heal me! Are you mental? You thought I was gonna go in there with that amount of health? Are you mental?
Now I'll show you.
No, someone heal me! Somebody help me! I'm dead. Damn it! I told you I was severely underleveled for this dungeon. I didn't get one upgrade piece. Not one.
We mustn't hold back.
Nah, Chili already said that it didn't give no buffs. Don't even try that. You wanna go this way? Okay. You're gonna go crazy now, right?
No holding back.
This should do it.
Mate, I am sprinting like there's no tomorrow. Does the AI limit break? I'm gonna guess no. Yeah, that's a tank buster. Mistakes were made! Oh no! Okay. Okay, we did it! I did it! First try without dying. That's how pros play. Ah, you see? My gear is woefully, Wait! Wait, what happened to dungeons giving you guaranteed loot for your character? I didn't get a single loot for my character. What is going on? That's some BS betrayal, man.
For all the talk of my brother felling this beast, he only imprisoned it, like Valley Armanda.
From what I could tell, they sought to transfer people's souls and memories into bestial vessels at that facility.
Yo, Chili, I actually completed the New Year's event with 1 minute to go. 1 minute. As I bought like 3 sets of each, but I didn't have inventory space, as you can see, so I kept on running back, teleporting back to my, my house in Laminsa and coming back. And as I bought the final set, the NPC disappeared. That's what you call, like, I bought it, closed it out, and then he disappeared, and then 30 seconds later the other NPC disappeared. Oh, that was kind of close.
The Tural Vidral explains the need for a remote location. It was doubtless their prime subject. Though I expect Zoralja did not foresee the opportunities it presented when he imprisoned the creature.
And so, in order to prevent the breakdown of the individual, I instead seek to transfer their soul into the body of the beast.
This would allow one to wield the power of a Tural Vidral.
It's okay, it'll come back to the cash shop. I'll get the music then. For £1 something. They usually come back to the cash shop, right? After the event.
In theory, our initial experiments will involve lesser creatures. But in time, I am confident we will be able to bring even the mightiest under our control.
And what becomes of those who offer their souls?
As they won't be able to return to their original forms, we must consider them lost. But the sacrifice will be worthwhile, for the army you stand to gain will far surpass any composed of mechanical soldiers.
Very well. Recruit volunteers and begin at once.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I shall return to the observatory and see to the necessary preparations.
I'm quite far behind, right, Chili?
You've given him permission.
Mamuja woman.
Teishalja, you will assist Kaniloka.
So the Zarulja woman is Teishalja.
As one of the Land's Guard's finest chirurgeons, your knowledge may be of use in his experiments. You will also watch him closely. In what you learn, you will report to me. You object to his project? Or are you incapable of performing this duty?
No, Your Majesty. Whether we shelter within the dome or expand beyond it, we require great power. But with no one to rely upon, we must take that power for ourselves, even if the means are questionable.
Yeah, Bullets is actually ahead of me, which is surprising. He's just turned level 10 in A Realm Reborn.
I will do as you command. But if Kaniloka's work bears fruit, I wish to beg a boon.
What do you desire?
Something that I had accepted I would never have in Tuliolal. That I believed would forever be beyond me. That it was foolish to covet. But here and now, it is close. So very, very close.
Perform your duty to my satisfaction, and anything you desire is yours. That which I seek does not lie within this dome. Here, I cannot prove the miracle. But if what you seek is at hand, then you may claim it, for it has no value to me.
Like I said, man, server jumping is possible.
Are you all right?
Teishalja. Could she be my mother?
You get to weaken.
Like the people in the outskirts said, few Mamulja lived in Yasulani. I can't imagine many other Upiko women were trapped in the dome. That being the case, she could well be the one.
This observatory Kaniloka returned to, could it not be part of the research facility? We might learn something about Teishalja there.
That's where we're going next then.
Alright. I wish I could see into the past like you. Then I could see the people who are gone. Because there aren't any other Mamuja women here. For a long time I couldn't even imagine what my mother looked like. But when I visited Tuliolal and saw some, I was finally able to picture her in my mind. And one day I hope I could see what she actually looked like as well. No. Chili, which one of these are worth money? Chili! Which one of these are worth money? Skill or spell speed? Clearly tenacity and piety aren't worth shit. Which one of these are more expensive? No. That's not how it works, bullets. Chili abandoned me. Skill speed? Okay. You may now enter. Yeah. While we've discerned the purpose of the research conducted here, the traces of it that remain might afford us greater insight into what came of it. Let us look around for information as well as a way to the upper level. Nah, the lowest selling would be piety. Piety has never been worth anything, and tenacity. Tenacity went up a little bit during one period, but then it kind of went straight back down again. What happened to the people here? Did they all leave, or did we already meet them? To think that people actually volunteered their souls for these experiments. Success was far from guaranteed, and even in the best case, they would cease to be men. Was their devotion to Zoraal so absolute? I wonder what Beglug would make of this research into transferring souls. I love the fact that they keep going back to other characters as well. Good old Beglug. The researchers likely moved between upper and lower levels. Perhaps we can find a key among their belongings. It makes me angry to think what they did here. It won't open, and I don't think it's the yield to our shoulders either. We'll have to do the old-fashioned way and find the key. Excuse me. I was transferred to Uwata station in order to train the villagers in the use of electro technology. Piss off. While a child can quickly learn to operate common contraptions, it will be no easy thing for them to attain the requisite skill to develop new weapons. Ones which require no less than the manipulation of souls. Thankfully, two of my view. Don't know why I'm sneezing. have demonstrated great aptitude in the field. Kaniloka, the village chief, and Tishalja, a field chirurgeon. Further driven by their loyalty to our king, their growth has been remarkable. I dare to hope that before long they will be able to carry out their duties without further instruction, and I may be relieved of my duty. Okay, so that's that one. Yeah, it kept coming and going and coming and going. They're recruiting volunteers for a new experiment. I know I'm not as bright as the others, but they wouldn't laugh at me if I was stronger than them. This might be my chance. Soul transferred a few days ago. I can write good, yes. I am good, very good. Getting hard to control strength. Today bit off hand of feeder. Cannot help it, so strong. Hungry, always hungry, cannot control. Eat, I must eat. I am eater, must eat. Wait, you guys say that too? Supplies for the staff and neatly arranged in the cabinet among the various items. The manual outlining regulations of tranquilizing gas to be used in emergency. You dig deeper and find a verification key. Perhaps it can be used to open iron gate. We say that in our culture as well. Best way to kill. Oh, mate. You guys got me into a lot of trouble yesterday. A lot of trouble. It seems the key can be used to operate the lift as well. Up we go. Could have come up with one decent suggestion. So this is the observatory. I still think all of this should be voiced. I didn't expect it to be similar, but this is a far cry from the temple that held Valigarmanda. All the machinery appears to still be in operation. I expect there are auxiliary systems in place to ensure that monitoring can continue even in emergencies. The warnings indicate various anomalies related to the seal's failure, most likely for a blessing. We managed to fell the beast before it could cause harm. Right then, let's see if we can find some clues about Gulja's mother. I thought it was the other way around. I thought when you say bless you, it's because it was just spirit trying to be dragged out, but you kept it in. Brandon, I wouldn't believe that for a second. I think I can use this terminal. Shell taught me now. That said, though, the 5090 isn't a gamer's card. The 5080 is the gamer's card. 5090 is really designed for like AutoCAD and things like that before you really go to the 6000 workstation series, which is for the heavy duty people departments. So it wouldn't surprise me if the 5090 went up in price a bit, but not over double. My soul will never be protected. Mate, the amount of bad luck I've had over the past, what, 10 years? I mean, just look at my bad luck. I'm here stuck talking to you. There's so much data. I don't know what we should look at. Perhaps we can narrow down the search by inputting the name T-Shell Jar. It brought up a lot of results. They all seem to say the same thing. T-Shell Jar, Administrator of Experimental Treatments, Research Logs. This sounds good, doesn't it? Chances are the data is encrypted, and even if not, it will take considerable time to go through it all. Then let us take it with us to the back room and have Shell analyze it. Agreed. Alright, I'll transfer it to this storage device I brought. Who's watching them? There, it's finished. Thank you so much for bringing me all the way here, everyone. If you're happy, then so am I. Besides, I was able to learn more about my brother as well. It was a fruitful adventure for the both of us. And here we are. The authorities will doubtless wish to be informed about the facility and its contents. But first things first, let us deliver the data to Shale. No, first things first, I need to find... Is there a summoning beacon here? There should be one here. Credits where credits are due, whatever that is. Nexus Arcade. Man, this was delivered 1,212 days ago. 2,616 days ago. 4,435 days ago. Sheesh! Dun, 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 dun. What? Prohibited from making a sale? Oh, okay. Let's have a look. So I can't sell any of those. No. They're not worth much. Ah, that's worth something. $6,795. Wait, NPC value is better than that one. Why would anyone put these on sale if you can get more for NPC prices? Alright. I know, but wouldn't the prices go higher if it was for Savage? And why would anyone want tier 7s anyway? Right now, I just want to make some room. So I need a merchant. You know what, right now I don't want any of you. I mean, you can, I guess so. Wait, which items are they? Why do I want to guarantee normal quality item results? The hell is that? Oh man, my crafting I could have switched to a crafter and got 2000 XP. I blame you for that, Chili. Yeah. 1355. That's awesome, Chili Man. You done great progress. Alright, I got a bit more room now to breathe. I wonder if this food is worth anything. It's not HQ. Put it at 500. Maybe it'll sell. Carrot pudding. Why did I have carrot pudding? I honestly can't remember. Must have been for a raid. It's not good food anymore. What the hell staff course for? I really need to get rid of like these. What do you end up doing with these, Chili? Just opening them and getting rid of them? Where is the market board? Market board, market board, market board. Is there a market board here? Doesn't look like there's any market board here. I'm hoping next year I'll be able to hit 10k subs. That was my goal for this year, but I missed it by a barn store. I missed that by a long shot. Welcome back. Galul Jar has already given me the storage device. There looks to be a wealth of data, all of which is encrypted, so I'll need time to process everything. Yeah, you'll get that easy. In that case, Alice and I might take ourselves around the city and check on the people. Aye, their mood has us a bit worried. I don't know if there's anything we can do to help, but we'll see. Understood. I'll let you know as soon as I finish my work. Thank you. We'll see you again soon. Yeah, someone above just said that as well. I don't think it's true. Brandon said it. I think it's Tom Hardware or something like that. They It's a rumor apparently, but I don't see it. LSA isn't wrong. The mood out there is still grim. Some of the Turali remember a time before they were dependent on the soul system, but even they're unsettled and wondering aloud if they'll have the chance to reunite with old friends and family before they pass on. With good reason too. The journey home won't be an easy one for those who've grown old. That's why it's mostly been younger folk who have been leaving for Tural, ones with no elders to care for. Word of that problem has reached us in Tuliolo. My brother is doing all he can to see the Shak-Tural Railroad restored to operation so that people may come and go more freely. Unfortunately, the tracks only go as far as Vanguard, though some travelling by foot will still be necessary. Even so, the railroad would make things a sight easier. How long before it's back in service? I couldn't say. When I left for this visit, Kawana seemed reluctant to make promises. But while Shell's working on the data, we should go and see what state of the is for ourselves. To Shaolani Station then. I'll make sure to keep Kawana informed. So what you're saying is perfectly excellent for a chill yeah, I don't know how true that is. And I just refuse to believe it, honestly. But like I said before, the 6000 series graphics card, which is definitely designed for work desk type machines, and the 5090 is basically designed for the same thing, but just a lesser form of the 6000 series that are available right now. They're not really designed for gaming. They never were. You can use them for gaming, but they're not designed for gaming. They're more studio cards than anything else. Yeah, they're not. They're studio cards. They just became really popular with the gaming community all of a sudden. It's the 80 series that are designed for gamers. So even then, I can kind of see it going up a little bit in price. Not double, but I can see it gaining price because studio cards can be used for data centers as well. Guys, is it laggy on stream or is it me? Okay, must be just YouTube Studio then. The Valve resolving Chaos Prime 0 to boot. What can I do for you? We're hoping for some good news about the railroad. There's an increasing number of people looking to return to Tural that can't make the journey on foot. I see. As it happens, the Valve reason is also on his way here to take stock of the situation. Ah, Scratched are on his way. Did Bun Bun finally outgrow his old clothes? Looking good, Aaronville. As the guild ship has officially approved my transition from gleaner to independent contractor, I was in need of more befitting attire. You hear about the railroad too? It was in part for my sake that the original Dawnblazer was sacrificed, so I felt it only right that I insist with its replacement. Speaking of which, I assume Lamati has explained the growing urgency of the need. What have you to report? The new locomotive was on track for completion, but we're having difficulty pulling her into the station, in a manner of speaking. You see, when we used the Dawnblazer to get into the dome, urgency outweighed all other considerations, but now we're back to our normal problem: how to run the railroad without upsetting the inhabitants of the Mehwatson. That is the Ronique, though the Hetzaro that follow them are none too pleased about their Hetzo being spooked by the noise of the locomotive either. The solution I've devised to quieten the railroad should address that complaint, but a silent train presents a different danger. The Ronique will need to be deterred from wandering across the tracks. And I suppose we can't just blow the whistle at them, or they'll panic and be put off their gazing again. Weren't the rail routes plotted to avoid the Ronique's preferred grazing areas, though? It's odd that they're getting so close to it in the first place. The Ronique's grazing patterns have shifted since the tracks were laid. I am not certain why, but I intend to ask the people of Mehwatson for their insight. As a major proponent of the railroad, I have a duty to assist in this matter, and I too would hear what the Hetzaro have to say about it. They are the ones most affected, after all. I believe it would be best to begin by consulting their leader, Wato. The rest of you can accompany us to the Hetzaro encampment if you like. Nah, we're good. There's no need for us to go. You guys can deal with that. Look, I don't need to go to no Hetzaro clan or whatever. They can piss off. I don't want, there's literally no reason for me to go all the way over here. Chat, tell them that there's no reason for me to go there. A magic puffball. But don't worry, China's about to save us all anyway, and I never thought I'd say that either. But if what's being said is true about China, it looks like next year they're going to be releasing competing graphics cards with Nvidia, against Nvidia. That's going to be interesting. And apparently they're working on RAM as well, which they're planning on flooding the market to destabilize the American corporations and first for stuff, considering Nvidia aren't allowed to give them any send them graphics cards that are full powered. They have to underpower all the graphics cards and basically handicap them before they send them to China, because I think it was Trump didn't want them to basically take and copy the secrets from Nvidia. So China has been slowly developing their own graphics card, and apparently the one that's about to go commercial actually performs really damn well. Obviously, benchmarks are going to be the true tell, but if it does really well, it's going to be a problem for Nvidia and AMD. It does look like China is really pushing everything now, whether it's gaming, everything. It'll be interesting to see. But I can see them forcing prices to go down, because they're going to want people going to them. They're going to want to control the market. And if they're charging 40% of what Nvidia is charging, and the benchmarks are good, why would anyone go Nvidia at that point? Considering Nvidia's drivers have been dog shit for what? Years, a couple of years now? They're constantly breaking stuff. Their drivers, the latest drivers that I installed completely broke Adobe. I couldn't even do any encoding for like a week. I had to revert the drivers in the end, and it's just annoying. Valve Resolve, Valve Reason, I bid you welcome to our camp. But what brings you all the way to Mehawat Soan? Yeah, basically the drivers that they gave, their latest drivers, made it so Adobe didn't recognize it. So where I would encode the videos with my graphics cards, processing, encoding, and it would take 20 minutes, 10 minutes, depending on the video size. To do it via software was taking like 4 hours. That's the difference. It's crazy. I thank you for seeing us. Our visit concerns the matter of Shakhtarol Railroad. So yeah, I had to revert, and I'm not upgrading my drivers until I absolutely need to now. I'm sick of Nvidia and their broken drivers. I don't use DaVinci, so I'm really not sure. But that just sounds like the process is just completely stopping. Which again could be a driver issue, or a drive issue, or a memory issue. Oh no, for China, if their graphics cards do well, they're gonna be pushing that hard. Because they're gonna wanna disrupt that market really, really badly. You two have noted the Ronique's unexpected change in behavior then? My son Shepto has been looking into this matter. Shepto? Normally we'd expect the Ronique to keep to their favored grounds nearby for a while yet. And despite a thorough search, we haven't found anything wrong with the quantity or quality of the grazing in. Mate, I swear they're just making these names up now. Like they're just putting them into a random word generator and just saying it doesn't have to be a real word. Just come out with anything that sounds weird, and they're just doing it. Piarionan and Yotanane. Yeah, I'm convinced they're just using Scrabble and just putting letters together to make something sound cool, and then they're just using it as a name. Yeah, they refuse to keep where they usually would, instead pushing westward toward your railroad. I certainly see no cause for this unseasonal migration. Nevertheless, should they continue to move west, we will follow. As any true Hetzero would, I suppose. As you may have surmised, I am of Hetzero descent. My parents traveled with the Ronique as well, though I myself have no memory of the experience. I was left behind as a babe, and you see, during such a migration, one of many sacrifices necessitated by a nomadic lifestyle, I am forced to assume. A chance encounter with a kind Pelu merchant was the only reason I survived. Taking pity on me, he taught me his trade that I might fend for myself. I became a storekeeper in Tiliola's markets, and that is where the Dawn servant found and adopted me. I had already been in the palace some time when Lamati came to join us. Like me, she had been cast aside by her parents. I knew the pain of solitude and wanted to spare her that suffering. Truly, I have never heard of the Ronique choosing a path so arduous as to force such a terrible decision, nor of any Hetsuro willingly leaving their own flesh and blood behind. There must have been some exceptional circumstance. I cannot say. The idea of following in their footsteps that I might better make excuses for their actions never much appealed to me. But if they had good reason, wouldn't you want to know? Even if it might help you better understand the Ronique's current behavior? Well, Chili. Congratulations, dude. As is so often the case, you are correct. Is my soundboard even playing? Though my discomfort with the Hetsuro way may arise from the fear of the reopening old wounds rather than blind fervor for innovation, it would nevertheless see me repeat past mistakes. And to refuse to learn one of our country's treasured traditions would make me a poor dawn servant indeed. It was quiet. Oh, I didn't want it too loud. On a brighter note, it did literally pop my ears, so it was really loud for me. So there's that. Okay, I made it a little louder for you guys. So have fun. Nah, it's not complicated. Please teach me the Ronique and what they mean to you. I promise to listen with an open mind. We would be delighted. In the meantime, your companions are welcome to look around. Will you learn of Hetsura culture with me? I should like to approach this with the fervent curiosity that you and my sister share, but it would be useful to know whether I am doing it correctly. Why do you want me to join? Then it's settled. You'll learn more of the Ronique, and we'll have a look around the plains. And perhaps, in the process, we'll find the answers we seek. And a happy new year to you, Moonlight. Hey, the Black Star sold. The quickest way to learn about our way of life is to do as we do. Hope you're not above manual labor. I am not the most experienced, but I'm ashamed to admit, but I shall put forth every effort. That's all we ask. Take these tools. Mate, they're putting us to work already. This is some savagery. Now introduce yourself to anyone who looks busy and ask if you can help. They'll be happy to teach you what to do in exchange for another pair of hands to do it. They're just the usual Steam discounts, man. But yeah, Steam does crazy discounts. Have a great new year, bullets. Let us meet back here later to share what we've learned. You're learning about Hetzero's way of life, are you? I may have a thing or two to share, but rather than talking your ear off, let me test your powers of deduction and find answers much easier to recall later if I arrived at them myself. Hetzero provide us with something that we use in medicines, poultices, and soap to drive away pests and to sustain our fires. What is it? Both horns and hooves have cores of bone, and we use all those materials, albeit primarily in tent poles, instruments and the like. It's not quite the answer I was looking for. It sounds like there's a story there, but that is indeed the correct answer. We've discovered myriad uses for runic chips over time, each a boon to our way of life. Where there is a need, our hetero always provide. Man, that one over there is far. Let's get past this point. This won't do. The wind will go right through it, and me without my needle and sinew. Bending kit. Oh, these are precisely what I needed. I should be able to patch up the covering now. Given how often we pack up and reassemble our tents, they're bound to get the occasional tear. Fortunately, the runic hide they're made of is durable enough that we generally needn't worry. I'm afraid I'm finished with my tasks for the time being, but since you're so eager to learn about our way of life, why don't I tell you a bit about our migration customs? If you're here, you likely already know that the runic are our hetzo, our guides that we travel with through the turning of the seasons. We trust them to lead us to fertile lands with all we need to survive. But you may not know that sometimes the herd splits into two, bound for different paths. On those occasions, we hetzo must also part with half our number. You may think it is a strange and stressful custom, but over the years, it has seen us visit new lands and broaden our horizons as people. This too is the wisdom of the hetzo. That's crazy. I'd be like, bitch, you better be following me, or I'm out. Yeah, Whirlwind's Meat is a tough game, but I heard it's really fun. I only played the beta, but that was it for me. As you stroke the runic's coat, you note that many portions are shaggy and tangled. This one's fur is a bit overgrown, but a good brushing should thin it out. Would you like to give it a try? You'll need the right tool for the job, mind you. A comb of the type you're used to would just get lost in the tangle, like as not. Ah, Shepherdo sent a runic brush review. Did he? I'll like him. Now, just run it through our one little patch at a time, gently. Dutifully brush the runic until your arms grow weary from the prolonged battle with its coat. It appears much tidier now, though the same cannot be said for your clothes, which have acquired a new coat of their own. Well done! With less excess fur, our friend here will be more comfortable in the afternoon heat, and less susceptible to illness. A combed coat always makes it easier for us to identify injuries should the need arise. Alright. You smell of the grass and the wind, which is a good thing, I promise. You could nearly be mistaken for one of us, or at least an adventurous Tonawata. I have to wonder how Val Koana is getting on. I assumed he would be reluctant to get his hands dirty, but it seems his wish to understand us was sincere. It's Final Fantasy 14. Ah, there he is now. Apologies for my tardiness. I was tasked with grazing the Ronique and ended up rather far afield. I found myself wandering hither and thither at my companion's inclination to force us back to trail seemed inappropriate. But how was your own work? Have you anything to share? Hetzera life revolves around the Ronique, but in turn the people receive all they need. The Ronique are treasured members of the community, as important as family. Indeed, the Ronique provide for the Hetzero, and in turn the Hetzero are good to the Ronique, just as a family should be. Mine is not the only way, though at times I lack the experience to know otherwise. My inability to conceive of how a decision might be right does not mean that it is wrong. My parents had a duty to the Ronique, so they did to me, and so I wonder if their leaving me behind was not so selfish an act as I once believed. Nah, it was selfish. I have no way to know, of course, and regardless, this has no bearing on our present concerns. We are here in service of the people of Tyrell, after all. Nevertheless, I thank you for helping me find deeper meaning in what we've done today. And I will endeavor to remain curious, especially where the Hetzo are concerned. I am glad to hear that, Val Koana. You're welcome among our herd anytime. Yeah, it's been a while since I jumped into 14. And New Year's Eve event, or New Year's event, whatever it is, was just ending, so I figured it'd be a good time to play this. Oh, is this the end of the patch? This looks like the beginning of the end of the patch. I can't even do expert because I'm so far behind. How did it go? I believe I finally understand the significance of the Hetzo. They nourish the Hetzaro as they grow and provide warmth and companionship in a harsh and unpredictable world. They are the equal of any man, not beasts to be tamed. Moreover, Ronique are sensitive. Though we may treat their injuries or brush their coats to keep them hale. Is that hale? Yeah. They must ever be free to follow their instincts and seek lands where they might thrive. The Hetzera would never cage them, and neither should we. To control their migratory pattern or capture those who wander too close to the tracks is out of the question. Then it is particularly important to advance our original line of inquiry. Fortunately, we are able to visit the Ronique's once favoring grazing grounds. As we were told, the grass looks fine, but the place is too quiet. It's not just a Ronique, even the birds and field mice have fled. We did encounter one pack of Ceratoraptors, but they looked like to be passed through in a flurry. Typically, that sort of behavior in the fauna would be associated with natural disasters, earthquakes, landslides, and the like. Though the Hetzera would have surely put 2 and 2 together were the cause geological. I measured the area's aether to be certain. There was indeed nothing to suggest even recent environmental disruption, but I did notice one anomaly. A strong etheric signature to the east, moving across the plain, albeit slowly. What do you think, Koana? Given where we are, I believe we are dealing with a powerful beast. A predator, perhaps, given the local fauna's behavior. One of the raptors we saw looked like it had a bite taken out of its tail by something with very large fangs. It couldn't be Tsuruhetsu. Tsuruhetsu? Ronique Reaver in the common tongue. Our people have several names for such creatures. Fangs that steal Hetsu in the night is another evocative one. Ronique can fend off many predators with their horns, but not the Tsuruhetsu. Their scales are tough as adamant, and neither the horn nor arrow can pierce them. My summons can. A well-toothed carnivore with an unusually tough hide? I cannot recall any such fauna in this region. They usually roam the wilds in the northeast, and most herds keep well clear of them. I can't tell you why this one is so far from home, and its pack both. In any case, I believe the source of the Ronique's consternation is clear. As is our next move, we must drive the Reaver away, that they might return to their grazing lands in peace. Never fear, we will make certain that the beast threatens you no more. This looks like something that's going to take a while. Chat, it's New Year's Eve. I'm going to stop there because family's getting ready to sit down and do stuff. I hope you'll have a great New Year's Eve and a great New Year's Day. I'm wishing everyone a very happy New Year. I will be back again maybe tomorrow, but if not, expect more videos and lots of cool stuff. So I will see you when I see you. Drink well, eat well, be merry, and have a great New Year, folks. Wishing you all a great 2026. Until then, peace out and remain legend, folks. Thanks for joining me today. Happy New Year, folks.